Hey there, welcome back to the channel Life on 30A. I am AJ, your trusted local real estate agent right here on 30A. And today I am going to take you on a deep dive tour of one of the most iconic and just full of character and downright unforgettable communities here on 30A, Grayton Beach. So Grayton Beach isn't just a beach town. We've got a boatload of beach towns right here on the Emerald Coast, but Grayton Beach has been called the soul of 30A. This is where time kind of slows down, and both locals and tourists alike come to this area specifically to feel the energy of Grayton Beach. Grayton Beach has a personality all of its own. It's where nature meets art, meets funky soul, meets, wild hair, and you can have something that's super, bougie, but still be in flip-flops. It's a very eclectic area. In today's video, I'm going to give you everything that you need to know about Grayton Beach. We're going to talk about the vibe or the energy. We're going to talk about the real estate market out here. We're going to talk about how it's different from any other community in Grayton Beach. We're going to talk about great places to eat, things to do outside. Basically, if you've never been to Grayton Beach, this video alone is going to tell you everything that you needed to know about the area. So let's get into it. So in my past video, just before this one, actually, I did a video on Blue Mountain Beach. And if Blue Mountain Beach is the most secretive, tucked away neighborhood or community along 30A, then Grayton Beach would definitely be the heart and soul of 30A. Now, Grayton Beach was founded back in the early 1800s, and back then it was just, small stick-built cottages. We say stick-built out here, we mean woods, planks, not actually flimsy sticks. Out here you'll hear stick-built versus cinder block, and they're talking about 2x4s, 2x6s and such, not twigs. Don't freak out, okay? But back then that's what everything was, and they were smaller, and they were right here next to the beautiful sugary white sands, the dunes, and the coastal dune lake. We've got Western Lake out here, which is absolutely gorgeous, the way it kind of snakes around and it connects to the Gulf. It creates this shallow swimming area and just this beautiful scene right there where it connects. It's fantastic. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, the town's slogan is "Nice dogs, strange people," and it's pretty accurate. Just come visit. That pretty much sums up the artistic vibe of the area. Grayton Beach isn't some, cookie cutter development that we have out here, some, master plan development where all of the lots are the same size and everybody's got the same amount of trees and everybody has one of 4 different floor plans. No, Grayton Beach has completely different lot sizes, either flat or wooded or with some water on them, with either, small cottages or massive properties. They can be super old or super new. It's a little eclectic, rebellious, even pretty wild. There are trees all over the place, some gorgeous trees. I can't wait to I'm going to take you guys on a little bit of a driving tour through some of the old historic area of Grayton Beach. You're going to love it. Another really cool part of Grayton Beach is you have this funky energy, but then you also have a huge area of protected land. So we've got the Grayton Beach State Park, and it is a huge expanse with some of the most beautiful beaches, one of the most beautiful parks. So you can be out on the water, you can be out, on the Gulf water, you can be on the coastal dune lake water, or you can just be walking along some trails. It's absolutely fantastic to have those different types of ecosystems so close in proximity to each other, and then to live right next to that. It's incredible. So where is Grayton Beach? Let's take a closer look at where Grayton Beach sits along 30A. It's perfectly nestled between Blue Mountain Beach to the west and the more tourist-heavy Watercolor and Seaside to the east. The town center lies just south of Scenic Highway 30A, with Grayton Beach State Park wrapping around it on both sides, giving it that protected, tucked-away feel. As for driving times, you're just 5 minutes east to the charming town of Seaside, around 12 minutes west to the artsy Gulf Place, and about 35 to 45 minutes drive either way to the Destin Fort Walton VPS or Panama City Beach ECP airports, depending on the traffic. Despite being super centrally located to everything, Grayton Beach still feels like it's completely out of the way. So it's completely convenient while still simultaneously completely into itself and kind of tucked away, if that's possible. As I'm speaking to you guys about, the feel and what to expect with Grayton Beach, I don't know if you can actually picture these, older cottages with these wraparound porches and people just hanging out. Imagine almost like some swamp houses. I know it sounds a little crazy. You can picture yourself hearing some banjos from the neighbor. That absolutely could happen over here. So you're just going to have some wild trees growing, and then this small cottage wraparound porch, of course with a screen because the mosquitoes are horrible. And they're going to have names. These houses have names, a lot of them, like Dog House or Gone Coastal. And they're really cool. Some of them have funky things outside for you to just look at while you're walking by on your way to the beach. It's nothing to see artists just outside creating art, whether that be musical art or, painting or sketching or something, stagnant like that. You've got artists of all kinds, even going over to Red Bar and just dancing with your shoes off. Just so much creative energy in the area. This place basically lives and breathes authenticity. It's very much like a come as you are kind of place, and don't bring crazy baggage over here. It's very much a live and let live kind of town. We see a lot of different people here from all different kinds of walks of life. We've got retirees that are coming down and retiring here. We've got people, with new money that are coming to the area and they're staying part of the time and then short-term renting out the property the other part of the time because there's no HOA. So for the most part, there are some locations with HOAs, but for the most part in Grayton Beach, you don't have HOAs. So that makes it really great both to be here as a full-time resident and also to short-term rent out the property because you're not having those HOA fees eat into your bottom line when it comes to the profit of the short-term rentals. So let's talk about the beach, right? It's called Grayton Beach. So a lot of people, they move to our area here on 38 because of the beaches. They are absolutely, without question, fantastic. So let's talk about the beach specifically here on Grayton Beach. It is absolutely gorgeous. All the beaches here are gorgeous, but I think Grayton Beach is the best one. It just is. Out of all of the beaches that I've been to in the area, I always go to Grayton Beach State Park because it is fantastic. I will tell you, there is a beach access in the historical part of Grayton Beach, but the parking there is absolutely horrendous. So you need to know that, especially if you're coming down during peak season. Heck, even if you're not coming down in peak season, that beach access gets super piled up. You can see along all of the Funiac Road that there's just cars parked along the side and there's still no access. It's crazy. And when you try to go to Red Bar and to Ringo's in that area, I'm going to show you driving tours of all this, don't worry. There's no parking over there either. So the way that this has been combated is if you go north onto Funiac a bit, there's going to be a Grayton Central parking area for free right there on the east side of the road. So you can park there, and then they've got this little truck that'll take you to the beach, to the, Taringo Red Bar area and drop you off there. So you can just take a short little stroll to the beach. It is absolutely fantastic because trying to walk with everything that you want to take with you to the beach, even if it's not that much stuff, maybe the walk out there isn't that bad, but the walk back, if you spend a whole day out on the beach, getting warm all day, hopefully drinking enough water, please, for the love of all things holy, bring water with you. Our sun is different than your sun if you don't live here. I'm telling you, bring your sunblock, bring your water. You're absolutely going to need it. Stay hydrated, okay? And don't drive under the influence. It's very dangerous, especially with how many people are walking around in Grayton Beach. You do not want to hit somebody. That's a bad day for everybody. So parking at Grayton Central Parking is fantastic. It's expansive, and then you get to take the truck all the way to the beach access. I say all the way. It's like a 3-minute drive. Seriously, it's not far at all. And it goes very, very frequently. And the area is lit up. It's beautiful. It's not dangerous. Really great option. The next option is to go to Grayton Beach State Park, which is just a little bit further to the east, and it is absolutely beautiful. This is the one that I go to. It does fill up, though. You're thinking, Grayton Beach State Park, okay, this is going to be expansive, going to be tons of parking. It's pay to park. it's always going to be available. No, even that fills up. That's how beautiful Grayton Beach is, okay? So go early, have a plan, and don't get upset if you don't find parking. It just means you didn't go early enough, and you just have to search for another beach to go to. It happens. It's something we all have to deal with. It's not fun, but it does happen if we don't plan properly. But once you get to Grayton Beach State Park, you have access to the beach, which is absolutely beautiful. Or you can go, there's like a little turn there and you'll see it. You can go to this little shack and they've got kayaks and I think they've got some paddle boards too. And you can get onto the dune lake, Western Lake, and take it all the way around. Yes, there are gators in it. I don't really recommend swimming in it. I don't recommend hanging your child overboard or anything like that. There are signs that say there are alligators in that water, in the lake, and there are. It's brackish water. Okay, that means that it's a mix of fresh water and salt water, and so the alligators can live in it. So, but you can take your kayak or paddleboard all the way around and take it to the inlet where it actually meets the Gulf, and it is so beautiful. So, highly recommend either using the parking and the little truck that'll take you to the beach that way, or Grayton Beach State Park. That one you have to pay to play, but it's worth it. They've got great bathroom facilities on site over there, whereas there are no amenities basically if you use the one with the parking, and then they drop you off. But that being said, there are no restaurants or anything in Grayton Beach State Park, so it just depends. Are you going to be super hungry and wanting to eat right after you walk off of the beach? If so, use the Grayton Central parking area and let them drive you over to that area, and then you can eat as soon as you're done. If you're not worried about that kind of thing and you're probably just going to go home and cook for yourself like me because you're cheap, even though you don't cook well, don't worry, I won't invite y'all to dinner. I don't believe in torturing people. So you can just take yourself home from the Grayton Beach State Park from there. It will cost you, I think it's $4. I have to pull it up online. It's $2 if you're military, but there's like people limits within the vehicle, I think for 2 people, and it goes up by like $1 every time you add a person to it, something like that. So this is a real estate channel, so the chances are that you actually want to hear about what's going on with the real estate market over here. So let's get into that, and then after this, I'm going to take you on a tour of a couple neighborhoods, the main neighborhoods really here in Grayton Beach, so you can really put some visuals with all of the information that I have given you and that I'm about to give you. So what types of properties are you able to locate here on Grayton Beach? Like we talked about, you're going to have some properties that date back to like the 1960s, and then you're going to have some properties that are being built right now. Obviously, there are going to be some huge differences between something that was built that long ago versus right now. You're also going to be able to find some really cool properties that are tucked away, almost hard to find even by road, and then you're going to have some other ones that are like right on the beach or right on the dune lake, Western Lake, which is really cool. There is one for sale right now that's right on Western Lake that you can overlook that little phenomenon where it empties out into the Gulf, and it is absolutely amazing to see. I've lived on the water before, but I've never lived on that kind of water where that's what you're looking at every night when you're having your nighttime tea or waking up in the morning and drinking your coffee on the balcony looking at that view. That would be insane. For the most part, even the most modern builds still have a super beachy feel to them here in Grayton Beach, and you still have a lot of trees. It's a very natural, I don't know, like a symbiotic relationship almost, except I'm not sure what we do for the wildlife. But in appearance, it looks really good together. There are some neighborhoods, I'm going to show you one actually, where there are not many trees, but for the most part, a lot of our properties here in the area are going to be, they kind of feel like out in the woods, out on the beach, out in like the sea groves, if you will. It's pretty cool. Typically in this area, properties sell very quickly when they hit the market. They just do, because Grayton Beach is not a big area. It might cover quite a bit of land because we have Grayton Beach State Park, but Grayton Beach itself is not actually a huge community. There aren't that many properties, even though we're constantly building. If we were to actually look at how many properties are in Grayton Beach as opposed to, say, Alice Beach, there is a stark difference between the two. So people who buy in Grayton Beach, they want Grayton Beach, and they usually stay for a long time. Right now, there are 12 active listings here in Grayton Beach. That means that they're still on the market. They haven't gone under contract yet. They definitely haven't sold yet. They, on average, have 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, and are about 3,000 square feet. Their prices range from $1.4 million to $15 million. Yeah, that's a bit of a spread there. And their average days on market are 170. In the past 90 days, 2 properties sold for around $5.2 million, and they both sold at about 86% of what they were originally listed for. And there's currently 1 home that's actually under contract. It's for sale, and it's under contract for $2.6 million. So basically what we're seeing here is that the higher end homes are selling. It's just taking a little bit longer. So this definitely isn't the time to try to overextend what you think the property is worth, because at the end of the day, it's about what a buyer is willing to pay for it. So if you are actively searching for a property on the beach or in Grayton Beach or along 30A, this is probably a pretty sweet time to go ahead and make an offer on something. Sellers are still somewhat negotiable, but we're seeing a bit of polarization. We're seeing either sellers are like, no, I want this thing gone right now, or if I can't get this amount exactly, I'll just hold on to it until it's worth what I think it's worth. So definitely a bit of a sawtooth market right now, but still a good time to be looking because we do have those highly negotiable sellers out there. Let's get in the car and go check out 3 different neighborhoods so that you can really experience what I'm talking about. Here we are in the historic part of Grayton Beach. If you look around, you're going to see a lot of vegetation, and you're going to see some super small homes from back in the 1900s, like the early 1900s, and some newer properties. So you've got a full mix here. And even right behind us, we've got access to the lake. This area is so fantastic. You've got quaint properties, monstrous properties that we're going to show you. You've got water access to the lake, the coastal dune lake, and you've got beach access over here to one of the most iconic beaches here on 30A. With Western Lake spilling into the Gulf, it creates this really cool phenomenon. I'm going to show you all kinds of B-roll on it, but let's go take a drive around historic Grayton Beach. This part of Grayton Beach does not have an HOA, which means you can live here full time and not have to worry about that mortgage payment going up all the time because of HOA fees, or you can rent out the property. You can short-term rent, you can long-term rent, just when you're not using it and not have to worry about the HOA fees cutting into your bottom dollar. Also, this area is really great for buyers who value uniqueness over uniformity and want to be walking distance to places like the Red Bar or the Dunes and the Gulf. You're going to see it's super quirky, walkable, and artistic. Currently for the market, we've got 10 properties for sale ranging from a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom property for $1.4 million up to a 6-bedroom, 7-bathroom home that's listed currently for almost $15 million. Pretty big spread there, starting on a pretty high level. On average, these have been sitting on the market for roughly 6 months. And in the past 90 days, only 2 properties have sold in here. One was a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home for just over $1.6 million, and a 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom home for $5 million flat. The first one was on the market for well over a year, and the second was on the market for just under 6 months. Here we are at the village of Grayton Beach, and already you can see that this is very different from historic Grayton Beach. We've got some amenities. We've got a pool over here, and we've got all newer houses. They look very similar. You've got big floor plans. You've got a wide street here that doesn't have a bunch of obstacles in it, as opposed to over in old Grayton Beach where everything's kind of clustered together. These are all newer builds. I've actually done a video here before where I toured quite a few of the floor plans. I'll put a little link to it over here or in the description somewhere. I can't remember the exact title, but my editing crew will help me out by putting something in here for you that you can just click on and go to that previous video. But this is a great neighborhood for someone that still wants to be really close to the funky vibe, but maybe be a little bit away from it. You don't necessarily want to be right in the middle of all the action, but you want to be super close to it and the beach. This is a really great option because we're just north of 38, but still very, very close to the beaches. I'll show you what the rest of the neighborhood looks like and go over some stats. So let's get into the market a bit. Right now we've got 10 properties for sale, ranging from a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house for $1.5 million to a 4-bedroom, 6-bathroom house for $2.1 million. Now, on average, these have been on the market for about 100 days, and only one has sold in the past 90 days. That was a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom house for $1.03, $1,030,000. There we go. Why are these numbers always so hard to say? And that one was on the market for 205 days. All right, you're seeing this backdrop and you're probably like, AJ, what are you doing at the state park? I'm not actually in the state park, but I am just south of it in a neighborhood called Gulf Trace. And this is actually my favorite one of all three. This one kind of combines the properties that we saw in the historic part of Grayton Beach and then the newer properties that we saw in the village at Grayton Beach. So just down this road over here, I'm gonna take you on a trip and you're gonna get to see what all the houses look like, but we're gonna have a mix of small cottages next to big properties like we saw over in historic Grayton Beach, but we're also going to see some more specific outlining of the boundaries of the lots, more like village at Grayton Beach. There's no HOA here and we're right on the beach. So we've got like a circle when it comes to the actual outline of the development itself. You've got like an outer perimeter with some small streets that come in between and connect it. It's like a little grid, not a ton of properties, but the ones on the southernmost bend are all right on the beach and they are amazing. Please tell me you have fallen in love with these and you want to tour some of them, because I would love to take you through some of these properties. I can't wait. So this is a really good opportunity or a good option for someone who
really wants to do anything with it. If you want to live here, this is great. If you want to rent it out part-time, this is great. I can't imagine that these would not perform exceptionally well on a short-term rental market with that proximity to the beach and still being super close to everything that, you know, the funky part, the touristy part of Grayton Beach has to offer. So I'm going to take you on a driving tour of it now and give you some market stats. All right, let's look at the market here. Right now, we've got 3 properties for sale, ranging from a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom house for $5.4 million to a 7-bedroom, 6-bathroom house for $7.25 million. The newest property has been on the market for 65 days, and the oldest has been on the market for over 290 days. Only 1 property is sold in the past 90 days, and it was a 4-bedroom, 5-bath for $2.6 million. And that was only on the market for 2 days.
So let's talk about some of the local food options here. I have to say the Red Bar, of course. This is like the most iconic and well-known restaurant on all of Grayton Beach. It's one of the oldest. It might be the oldest bar on Grayton Beach. And actually, my friend's family owns it. So the family owns Red Bar and Louie Louie and Bric-a-Brac. And I've never had a bad meal at any of them. And they all have this very, like, eclectic design in each of them. It's very, very cool. I would definitely, if you're in the area, check out all 3. They are absolutely fantastic, and they're a really fun family, which is probably why there's a lot of fun at each location. So you're highly likely to be listening to live music at Red Bar. You might spot a celebrity or 2. Please leave them be, kind of like animals in the wild. They're just there to enjoy, just like you are. No one wants to be overwhelmed while they're trying to just relax away from work. So definitely check out Red Bar, maybe like sneak a peek, look around, see who's around you in those surroundings, and maybe get up and dance. You can dance at Bric-a-Brac too out in Destin. That's a super good time. Definitely Black Bear Bread Company. Actually, another friend of mine's husband works over there, so that's pretty cool. I just know people. Anyways, so really great spot to grab your coffee and have a croissant and just a slow morning. I love slow mornings. I don't get them very frequently. I have a 6-year-old and I'm in real estate. This morning I was on the phone at 7, talking about a upcoming listing. So definitely indulge and then text me. Just say, hey, AJ, guess what I did? So I can live vicariously through you. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to love it. You're going to have a great coffee, a great croissant, or some other beautiful morning something, and just let me know what you did. Maybe comment down below if you've been to Black Bear Bread Company or even Red Bar, and let me know what was your favorite thing on the menu that you had. If you're not like me and you super love seafood, I'm sorry, y'all that like oysters and shrimp and mussels and all that stuff, it's just not my thing. Every once in a while, I'll really enjoy some salmon or like red snapper, super good. But, all that other stuff, I'm just not really feeling it. I can't stand grouper. I don't know what it is, but if you really love seafood and maybe some ceviche, I don't understand that either. But a lot of people do. So, check out Chiringo's. Maybe not for the menu, maybe because it's a rooftop bar and restaurant, and maybe just have, maybe be like me and just have some French fries or something. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't go there and do that. But I really just don't have a crazy love for seafood, which is crazy because I live here on the coast where we have some amazing seafood, and I'm like, it's all right. But go there. They have fantastic seafood, and it's a rooftop bar, and it's really chill. I just love this whole area. So definitely go check out Chiringo's. And then if you want even more seafood, I don't know why you would, but if you would, specifically some oysters, you've got Grayton Seafood Company, which is closer up to 30A. So maybe you wanted the seafood, but you didn't want to have to park somewhere else and take the shuttle over to the Chiringo's area, and so you decided you were just going to park more on site, and so you went to Grayton Seafood Company. So you can get yourself some oysters. It's like the feel over there is like going to your best friend's house for a great seafood meal, but your best friend also happens to be a chef. So it's really chill and inviting, but still really, really good. Even for someone who isn't all about that seafood life. Like I said, I still enjoy like some red snapper, every now and then. So while all of my friends are slurping down some oysters, I'll have a fillet of fish or maybe a fried fish sandwich, because those are always fantastic. So we talked about the houses, and we talked about the beach, and we talked about places that you can eat, and we touched on things that you can do outside. Grayton Beach is a great spot for anyone who loves to be outside, especially if you purchase down in the historic Grayton Beach area. You are walking distance to everything that you possibly want. You've got all the restaurants right there. You've got the beach right there. You've got the park right there. I mean, you just have everything. It's just fantastic. Just be careful as you're walking, because those roads are very narrow. Okay, be careful. However, there's still so much more to do outside, because not everyone's going to purchase right there on that part of Grayton Beach. So you've also got the Timpucci Trail, which runs all the way along 30A. This is fantastic for bicycling, one-wheeling I've seen people do, unless you're me and you have my kind of balance. You can skate, skateboard, walk, run, bicycle, whatever it is. Just get outside. It's great to be outside. You've got the Grayton Beach State Park that I told you about, and then you've also have the Washington State Park, Point Washington State Park, which is massive. I mean, it is a huge state park with all kinds of trails going all around it. You can walk and walk and walk for hours, see some beautiful sights. It's so fun. Or you can take your vehicle and head out there. You can go off-roading. Yeah, it's not like, what is that place in Alabama? I want to say some bogs and boulders. That's where you go to wreck your car. Point Washington State Park, there we go, is the one where you take your nicer vehicle, the one that you still need to drive after you take it off-roading. So you can go off-roading on these trails and, you know, skirt around the parts that are way too muddy and you're like, oh, I might get stuck here, you know. Maybe you're like me and you drive a white vehicle and you're like, So definitely some options, but it's really cool because you do have all of these options for just getting outdoors between the Gulf, the lake, Timpucci Trail, Point Washington State Park. There is so much, or just eating outside. There's so much to do outside. Go soak up that sun, do it carefully with some sunscreen, and don't wear sunglasses either. I know, crazy, look it up. And drink your water. I was in the Army too long, you guys. All right, I can't go anywhere without water, nor should you. Okay, so some final thoughts here for Grayton Beach. This area is perfect for anyone that really likes the more authentic and finer things in life, wants to be close to everything but still have your own space. Don't want somebody telling you what to do. You want to live your life the way you want to live it, and you want to do it close to the beach. You want to be close to some artists. You want to be able to do your own thing. That's what this area is for. And whether you want to use that space for you personally all the time, or if you want to rent it out and let other people experience it for a fraction of the price as well while they help pad your mortgage payment, or just bringing in some income if you pay cash. If you have any questions about the Grayton Beach area or anything else along the Emerald Coast, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that you get notified every time I do another video. And you can reach out to me. I'm a real person. I've made so many friends through YouTube. It is crazy. I absolutely love it. Reach out to me on Facebook. You can call me, text me. All my information is on the screen and in the description. And I will just see y'all at the next one.